What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we have a big catalyst update on a stock we've discussed a lot in the past few months in the form of HighTide, ticker symbol HITID, formerly known as HITIF. So we're going to give an update on that big catalyst as I discussed. We'll also look at their current share price and what this catalyst has meant to their price and performance going forward. We'll also have a look at my current position within this stock. We'll give a very brief update on the other catalysts and how this main catalyst will affect those as well. And finally, we'll give my plans going forward with this stock. And with all that being said, let's dive right on into today's video. Now let's waste no time and get straight into it. The main catalyst update here is that HighTide have finally been approved and accepted onto the Nasdaq, which is huge news for the stock going forward and one of the main catalysts that we've been waiting for. Now this will take effect on June 2nd, and now we'll have a very brief update on what this will mean for HighTide going forward. So as you can imagine, this was of huge benefit for the stock price, and we'll have looked at in a few seconds now on what actually happened since the approval. Again, this is all good news, so it's great to see that HighTide is finally getting a bit of luck, because in a lot of prior videos I mentioned, they have so many great catalysts and fundamentals that really weren't reflected in that current share price. And also with the 15-to-1 reverse split only a few days back, a lot of people were kind of losing hope in this stock. So again, this is a great news and update for this stock going forward. Now basically what this means is that again, it will take effect on June 2nd and it will change its ticker from HITID to HITI, and it will also remain on the TSX Nasdaq ETF. Again, we mentioned in prior videos, which is a cannabis ETF. So again, we can also see here that the share is up 155% year to date. As it stands, HighTide is one of 33 holdings in my overall portfolio, which is currently worth about €9,500, and we're up just under 15%, or €1,185. Now all along, HighTide was my one and only penny stock, again, which we'll have a look at now in a few seconds. All the fundamentals and catalysts really do look great long term. Now obviously, since that 15-to-1 stock split, which we'll have a look at the share price in a few seconds, it is no longer a penny stock, but again, I still have it in my penny stock pie. But again, this is of huge benefit. I can't even stress that enough, how much of a big deal this will have for the stock going forward. Now, as we can see here on the left, I currently have 35.46 shares in this company. Now again, even though it's still down 2.3% to my overall position, that's actually quite good compared to a few weeks back. If you look at some of my older videos, my stock was down about 18 to 20% at some times. So to be up about 18% since then is definitely of huge benefit as well. So we can see the dotted line at the moment is my current average price. And this share or stock is currently trading at $8.80. Now again, you could say, hang on, if there was such great news over the last few days, how come my overall position is still in the negative? Again, as stated, it was down about 20%, and to be honest, it's actually in the green if we just look at how much my average cost, dotted line, in comparison with its current price. The reason I'm down 2% is due to FX impact. So as stated, it's currently trading about $8.80 or 80 cents, should I say. On the 1 month chart, it's up 4.53%. On the 1 week chart, it's up an impressive 14.5%. And on the 1 day chart, it's up 13.93%. And again, this is all due to its catalyst of being listed on the Nasdaq. On screen now, we can see all of the catalysts / fundamentals I compiled a list of over the last few months on this stock. Now we can see probably nearly half it down here was filing for the Nasdaq was one of the main catalysts. And at the bottom here, we can see highlighted in yellow, it's successfully been approved, so I'm very happy with that. Now it's not just this one catalyst that will have effect on this company. This catalyst will have a major effect on a lot of the fundamentals and catalysts, all in the positive manner. For example, it's going to have more diversification, especially now because it's on the Nasdaq. Celebrity endorsement will be easier to get through as well. Now already they have great celebrity endorsement in the form of Cheech and Chong and also Snoop Dogg, two great ambassadors for this sector. They have a great CEO as well, obviously, in the form of Raj. He's very kind of approachable guy, especially on Twitter. Now obviously I haven't spoken to him or spoken to him personally, but from what I've gathered, he really does seem to be really transparent, which is great to see. Obviously, mergers and acquisitions is going to be going ahead full steam here, and definitely because now they're on the Nasdaq, it'll be a lot easier to get a bigger US presence and certainly overall coverage for a lot of new investors that probably weren't too sure or aware of this stock. This certainly will as well will be only of benefit to their Q2 earnings, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they come out as well due to this big catalyst improvement. Now, obviously, other things such as their ETF on the New York Stock Exchange, the ticker THCX, is still going ahead. We've seen that earlier, and also the cannabis legalization and legislations within the US are still ongoing. Again, that's probably one of the other biggest catalysts besides listing on the Nasdaq that I believe will really affect the share price going forward. Now, as I said as well, this comes at a brilliant time for the stock because a lot of people were upset of this 15-to-1 reverse split. Even though your overall capital didn't change, the amount of shares did. So psychologically, a lot of people weren't happy or impressed with this, and a lot of people's brokers didn't take proper action on this either. So there was a lot of confusion over the last few days, and people were starting to get frustrated and losing hope for this stock. So again, this Nasdaq approval definitely came at a brilliant time in my opinion. And also, you got to realize as well that a lot of people were worried, and I can see where they're coming from in terms of a lot of short sellers coming in here, because before the 15-to-1 reverse, it was trading about 50 cents a share, and obviously 15 times that goes up to about $8 or $7.50 or so. So a lot of people were worried that it was kind of a sitting duck, so to speak, at that price, and that a lot of short sellers were going to come in and ruin the stock. Now, I did say in last week's video, even though my stock was down about 15 to 20%, and I love dollar cost averaging in at discount prices, I was a bit skeptical and I wanted to leave the dust settle, and that's when the 15-to-1 reverse split. Again, I made it clear through that I was never selling the stock, but I didn't want to buy in straight away because it was trading at about £7 or $7, $7.50 at the time. So I didn't really want to buy in then because I did believe short sellers were going to have a short-term impact and kind of drag down the price. So what I wanted to do, because my price was down about 15% at the time, I wanted to leave for a week or two. If it dropped further, well and good. I was actually going to get in at a cheaper price in a week or two time. If it went back up in value, well and good as well, because I'm going back to parity and going less or closer to the green. So either way, that was a win-win situation. And that's kind of one of my main philosophies that I use on this channel and portfolio. It's kind of a win-win situation either way when you look at it that and have that approach. So again, going forward now, because of this further big catalyst update, and yet again I can't stress how big and positive this is for the stock, I actually won't be buying more for another few weeks again, mainly because of this. Because in my opinion, what goes up must come down as well, and what goes down must go up. So again, I want to wait. I believe that it's going to go up a bit more because of this hype, and then once the dust settles and it starts to consolidate, it will kind of come back down to parity and kind of come back down to the ground as such. So again, I'm very happy with this news, but also I'd be kind of aware or kind of beware as well if I was you in terms of how this price or how the stock will react over the next few weeks. Like as it stands, we've just seen as well that I'm pretty much at parity. Again, probably down about 2% due to FX impact, but in terms of the price of the stock, I'm pretty much break even at the moment. So long term, I do believe there's still a lot of wiggle room to increase the price here, and mainly due to all of the catalysts and fundamentals I've listed on screen. Obviously, listing on the Nasdaq is one of the major ones at the moment, but there's a lot of other big catalysts that really will push the price going forward. So in terms of my plan for this stock, I'm going to keep my 35.5 shares for now. I certainly won't be selling at all, and I'm going to just wait and hold because patience is key here. And long term, when you buy the dip, and if it goes down in price, which you could really well do so, especially once the dust settles, it could go down 5 or 10% yet again, just as well it went up 15% over the last few days. So if that happens, I'll just take advantage and buy more on the dip every time, and long term, because I do believe this company has a lot of long term catalysts and fundamentals, it will pay off with big profits. So with all that being said, that's just a brief update on the big news for HighTide. I saw this news on Friday and I went away for the weekend, so I couldn't make the video, so I was kind of itching to get this out to you guys. I'm sure you're probably already aware at this stage about the news, but just in case you weren't, I wanted to make a quick video. Now, as stated as well, we currently have €375 in free funds. So in tomorrow's video, as the markets are closed today in the UK and US, so once they reopen in the morning, I'll be investing another €125 this week. So I'll kind of make a video then on what I'm buying for this week. So if you're interested in that, make sure to stick around for tomorrow's video. Thanks very much, and also I'd be very interested to know, just while I'm here, how many shares you have in HighTide, and if you believe this is great news, or do you believe that after this news dies down that a lot of short sellers will come in and take advantage of the stock as well. So either way, I'll be very interested to know in the comment section below. Thanks so much. I hope you have a good end to your Monday, and see you all in tomorrow's video.